Welcome to Business News. We begin at the interbank market as the Central Bank of Nigeria's Monetary Policy Committee today voted to keep the key interest rates unchanged. The Naira weakened by 0.84% to 309 Naira 83 kobo to the dollar at the interbank market. For the two other major currencies, the local unit strengthened 2.53% to 401 Naira 76 kobo against the pound and 2.66% to 352 Naira 47 kobo to the euro. At the parallel market, the Naira appreciated marginally against the dollar to trade at 424, but then depreciated 471 against the euro and traded flat at 550 Naira against the pound. The local equities market picked up significantly at the close of today's trading session. The all-share index crossed the 28,000 mark, while the market capitalization rose by 127.1 billion Naira. Let's now join Millicent Walker for more.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. In contrast to analysts' expectations, Nigeria's stock market closed Tuesday's trading session strong by 1.33% on the day that the Central Bank's Monetary Policy Committee voted to keep key lending rates unchanged. Transaction was moderate but slightly lower in comparison with Monday's session as investors traded a total turnover of 231.46 million shares worth 2.48 billion naira in 3,452 deals. On the price chart, 15 gainers were led by Cornell, NCR and Oando, while 14 equities led by ICO, UACN and Skybank were the top losers. FCMB, WAPIC and Access Bank emerged as the most actively traded equities. And that's the Stock Market Report. I'm Millicent Walker.
Moody's Global Rating Agency says a credit rating downgrade is imminent for South Africa, but that's if the country's economic growth falls below an estimated growth of 0.2% this year. The rating agency currently rates Africa's biggest economy by 2 notches above sub-investment grade at Baa2 with a negative outlook, and it has warned that political challenges, weak economic growth and mounting debts at state-owned companies pose a risk. In the meantime, Moody's expects South Africa's economy to grow in 2017 and 2018, but the country's central forecast says the growth will be at 0% this year. Moody's next review of South Africa is expected on November the 25th, 2016. U.S. stocks closed higher today despite a disappointing housing data, but it was a mixed performance for European and Asian bourses as investors gear up for tomorrow's monetary policy decisions from the U.S. Federal Reserve and the Bank of Japan. Let's see the numbers. And with those numbers, we end Business News for tonight. Thanks for watching. I'm Anne Nwawodo. Back to you, Amarachi.
Thanks a lot, Anne. Imagine a day when smallholder farmers in Nigeria can collaborate, access loans, drastically reduce post-harvest losses and maximize their profits. A day when agriculture becomes a major employer of labor and foreign exchange earner. That day may just be here, as the Bank of Industry and the Nigeria Incentive-Based Risk Sharing System for Agricultural Lending just signed a memorandum of understanding to make all of these possible.
The discovery of oil in Oloibiri, Bayelsa State in 1956 activated a massive rural-urban migration that left Nigeria's farming population largely reduced. Several decades on, a country that was once food sufficient now spends over 1 trillion naira yearly importing food. Although previous governments have attempted to solve the problem, local food production in Nigeria remains grossly inadequate. The government of the day also admits the food importation bill is too high and is doing something about it. In this room, representatives of the Bank of Industry and Nigeria Incentive-Based Risk-Sharing System for Agricultural Lending are here to put pen to paper on an agreement that will feed the nation and return Nigeria to its glory days when the farmer was king.
For agri to work and contribute its quota to the economic growth, guarantee decent incomes for farmers, it has to be properly linked to industry. All right? Unfortunately for us, the linkages between agriculture and industry are weak, and this reduces the ability of both sectors to contribute to economic growth. We all know that we want to do new rice, new maize, new soybean, new commodities. But the fundamental issue is there the seed to support these new levels of production? And only industry can supply seed. Seed is high-tech.
Under the MOU, the arrangement is such that the Bank of Industry's lendings will be guaranteed to up to 75% by NIRSAL. We will also be doing some primary production and will support primary producers who also go into processing, who also go into value addition. We'll encourage more of that. And those who are already into processing that want to backward integrate will also support them. And we are talking of from the farm to the table.
At the end of the day, the expected impact of this intervention is to feed Africa, create jobs, and to boost the country's foreign exchange earnings.